So next one, what if we wanted to create a bunch of collections of appointments, right? Maybe we would want to like call it, list of appointments. And in the way you would probably have done it in the past is you would have hard coded everything. So maybe you'd have like some kind of table, and in that table you'd have a bunch of rows and so on. Perhaps there would even be like 3 different rows with some data, let's say Dr. T, then maybe some kind of patient X. For purposes of speed, let's quickly recreate this and just change the values: Dr. X, Dr. Z, and patient X. Let's have patient T here, and finally patient Z. When we do a refresh, there you have it, right? And yeah, it's not so fancy, but suppose you had some kind of source and you've maybe done this with jQuery API, where you make a call to some kind of URL, and then you get some data returned to you, and then you just loop over. Now, similar things can be done in Angular, and usually in a much simpler way. So let's try to see what happens if we were to do this in Angular. I'll just drag this and quickly copy it so that I can remember what it might look like, and I'll just paste it here. Wonderful, and just comment it out. So let's have a list of all appointments, and these appointments could be stored in an array, and this array could be an array of objects. Objects, you recall, are things that start with curly braces, and we could have our doc here, and our doc would be maybe something like Dr. X, and our patient could be patient T. Wonderful. Let's have that duplicated, and let's just adjust the names again. So we have Dr. T, X, Z, and finally patient X and patient Z. Wonderful. Now, if we just list this thing here using the main attribute, main and then appointments, you're going to see something interesting. You'll see something like that, right? Classic objects. And that doesn't help us much. So Angular has a directive known as ng-repeat. And what ng-repeat is or does is it creates bits of the HTML and repeats them several times over. And this is some kind of looping construct. Now let's see what that looks like. So under here we'll have another table, and the thing we want to repeat, and in fact here you can see we are repeating the tr several times over. So let's do that here. We'll repeat it like so. We'll type ng-repeat, and in there we shall type appointment. Let's just shorten it up for apt in main dot appointments. Okay, and in here we'll have a td, and that's where we shall put appointment dot doc, right? If it's a patient, it will just be dot patient. So we have dot doc, and in the next one we'll have dot patient. And when we refresh, you'll see that we have Dr. T, patient T, and so on. And yeah, we'll do a bit of styling eventually. And just to prepare for the next chapter, you probably want to do a couple of things like this. So let's make the styling look nice. Let's install using bar. Let's install Bootstrap. So Bao has installed Bootstrap, and we're just going to hook it up so that we have something nice to look at. So the first thing with with Bootstrap is we need something that's called, I believe it's called content or container. And we'll just wrap it all up there. And for our tables, we'll just give them classes. Class table, just to look nice. Class and table. And we can refresh and let's see. So right now we haven't yet hooked up our styling. Let's do that. We'll use a link tag, and in there we'll have Bower, and then we'll look for Bootstrap through its distribution package, and that's it. Wonderful. And refresh. All right, let's inspect and see what's happening. Is it loading our Bootstrap? Oh, my bad. It's loading the JavaScript instead of the CSS. So let's do that. Wonderful. And we'll refresh. All right, so a little bit palatable for the eyes. Let's get rid of these appointments that we had here. Wonderful. And then we'll just call this h4 using ng repeat. And yeah, this is how your Angular works. The code at the bottom of the show notes will be slightly different. Hopefully you'll be able to be exposed to as many principles in this way. Thank you.